Good morning, Gators. Let's talk irony. There are three types of irony in literature. Let's review. The three types of irony include verbal, situational, and last but not least, dramatic. When we think of verbal irony, really we think of sarcasm. It is one of the main types of verbal irony. But verbal irony is when a speaker says one thing, but actually means the opposite. For example, "What lovely weather we're having," as it begins to rain. "I enjoyed that movie about as much as a root canal." They didn't care for it. Or "That new manager is as friendly as a rattlesnake," meaning they really don't care for them too much. Or when you have something happen to your car and you say, "Lucky me." Or here on the right, the poor guy waiting in the waiting room must have just been told that he has another hour to wait. And he says, "Oh good, I can finish the article I started last year." Situational irony is when the opposite of what is expected happens. So all those quirky situations like, the fire station is on fire. You don't expect that. The police station is robbed. You wouldn't expect that either, of all places. The 24-hour pharmacy is closed. Or Bill Gates is seen using an Apple computer. As a co-founder of Microsoft, that wouldn't be what we expect. Here are some of my favorites. Prophecy class canceled due to unforeseen circumstances. Or no posting of signs on public property as they post a sign on public property. Here are a few good ones. A book! Finally, something to take my mind off this terrible predicament. And what book is coming? 1001 Desert Island Cartoons. The one on the right, you know that I cringed when I put this on here, but it is an example of this type of irony. Are you the new English teacher? Yes, I are. Now, dramatic irony is when the audience knows something that the character or characters do not. So, of course, you've got Jaws there heading for the poor swimmer, and you've got this cute little birdie who doesn't know what's getting ready to happen. And on the left here, we have some unsuspecting fish who don't quite realize the cat is not their friend. And on the right, this was just sort of funny, the little kitty cat that thought that he had lost him. And so with dramatic irony, this is where we focus a lot of our attention when we talk about the boy in the striped pajamas. As we've discussed, Bruno, being as young as he is, doesn't quite understand exactly what's going on in the story or where he is. He does not know the significance. We know what Auschwitz is really like, but he is completely innocent, and this is what creates that dramatic irony. And so in the book, The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, the language that is used helps to illustrate this dramatic irony. And so when Bruno talks about the Fury, we know as the reader that they are actually referring to the Fuhrer, which was the title for the Nazi leader Adolf Hitler. Same thing when he talks about where the family is moving to, being out with, we know it to be actually Auschwitz, the concentration camp, the death camp, Auschwitz-Birkenau, during World War II. And so because he's so innocent, he hears these things and he doesn't pronounce them correctly, and he thinks of them as a young child might. The irony, the further irony though, is actually a layer of verbal irony, because even though the author demonstrates the language with dramatic irony, the idea that he refers to the Fuhrer as the Fury is in itself verbal irony as well, because fury means an intense anger, which we know to fit Hitler. And so your assignment for today is to create a Google document and to write 3 examples of each type of irony and then submit that. Then we're going to finish the book today. Today is it, because next week is going to be spring break, and then e-learning will resume after that, and we will begin our magnum opus project on April 7th. Tomorrow, I invite you to join Zoom with me tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. to talk about the book and the movie once you've finished it. I've seen a few people hop in on Zoom at different times of the day or try to join, but I only have that session set for a very specific time from 9 to 10 a.m. You can join any time in that hour, but once it's closed at 10 o'clock, then we are done. So Please set your alarm. Please be sure to join us Friday if you want to talk about the book and the movie. I will caution you, there are spoiler alerts. So if you haven't seen the movie, we will be talking about it. All right, navigators, have a great day.